I feel like death. Anyway, so guess what time I got up? 1 a.m. Why? Because yesterday, yesterday would have been legs, right? So yesterday morning I woke up early to finish a school project assignment. So I didn't work out. Well, I was gonna work out in the morning, and then I was like, wait, I'll just work out after wrestling practice, right? So I went to wrestling practice, and so I didn't realize that it was actually going to be like a legitimately. It was actually a pretty hard practice, I'll admit. It kicked my ass. So, legs requires so much energy out of the body that I just did not have. I mean, everything was literally failing me. Like I could barely get up the steps just to go to my car after that practice yesterday. Now, now, I'm not gonna have entire everybody that went to the preseason workouts everybody's currently on a 10-day or about a 10-day hiatus, at least until October 30th. So that's when tryouts start. So this was basically yesterday's practice was basically the end of the preseason workouts. So he wanted to make it a hard ass practice. So it was actually hard. Usually he'll say usually he calls like Monday and Thursday hard days, but I gotta admit that was yesterday's practice. That was legitimately hard. All the other hard days were more like moderate, at least for me. So you know, it's whatever. But yeah, after practice yesterday, I was done. Like I sat in my car for about 10 minutes. I did two things. One, I almost fell asleep. Two, I sat there just like highly considering on if I was gonna go home or if I was gonna go hit legs. I'm like, it eventually came down to it eventually came down to the fact that legs requires it just required energy that I did not have. I mean, even a light squeezing day would not have gone over well. Like I would have barely been able to do anything, and it definitely would not have been a good pump. So, what did we do? Well, we woke up early at 1 a.m. So we're hitting 2 lifts today. Legs. That's what we just did. Dude, I barely got through freaking leg day this morning. I got so lucky though, because no one has been here the entire time. And I think another person just entered the gym. So I think there's like 2 other people here right now that just came in at like 3:30. So I got here at like 2:05, 2:07. So yeah, legs is always generally a longer lift, but that also has to do with how long of rest periods that I take. So yeah, on legs I tend to take a tad bit longer rest periods. And honestly, that's just on accident. That's not even on purpose. And other times that's just me like being in my head and I'm just like bitching out and then I have to like hype myself up to do the next set. because I don't want to do it whatsoever. But at the same time, I know I gotta get that shit in. So, um, yeah. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do the leg day pose down, and then I'm gonna go hit chest after this, and then we'll do the chest day pose and out. Then we'll do the chest day pose down. So honestly, chest day is probably not going to be the best. I'm going to be just straight up honest because I haven't had. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I went to bed at like 8:40. So, you know, for other people who go to bed at 10, I mean, usually they're not waking up till like 6-ish, 7-ish. You know, my ass woke up at 1, so I only got like, I don't know. I don't even want to do the math right now, but I know it was less. It was less than 6. It was less than 6 hours. I know that. But anyway, enough talking. Well, I mean, I can say that after. Here's what I'll say before: the hamstring pump. Yeah, it's diminished. It's it's gone. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was having a tough time getting through quads. Um, Another thing too is that today for legs we definitely did a lighter squeezing day, just because even at the beginning, like I could feel some tenderness in my quads, and I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to like look it over. I didn't want to like completely ignore it. So yeah, they're playing. They're playing Eminem right now. It's funny. Um. Anyway, yeah. So today was a lighter squeezing leg day. Let me tell you. Oh, I finally. So today was the normal leg day. I gotta start saying at least for these. Actually, let me back up a little bit. I was I was actually planning on recording the full lift, but because I have two lifts, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll just make today the last like kind of thing, the last day of doing these post down clips only. So tomorrow, so the back day, um, tomorrow's back day should be a full lift. So yeah, man. Um, oh, hamstrings. Um, what I did was I switched the order of deads and seated hamstring curls. That was the smartest thing to do because the seated hamstring curls get my hamstrings activated and pretty damn pumped on its own. But then doing deads after that, you can feel them so much more. So that was definitely that was a smart idea to think of. So I'm glad I thought about it. Also, apologies for cursing. I woke up at 1, so you're gonna have to give me a break. And I know that sounds like an excuse, but the earlier wait, the earlier I, fuck, the earlier I wake up, the less control I have over I have over myself, especially right after a lift, because the blood is nowhere near here. Currently, it's all in here. Oh, well, and if your like legs aren't buckling or you're not falling over every few minutes after leg day, you did something wrong. Um, all right, enough talking. I'll admit, I really don't think the pump isn't going to be that good. All right, for real this time, one last thing. And then if I have anything else to say about leg day, then I'll say it after. But one last thing. I have been practicing. I don't know. I never checked last leg days pose down when that guy was teaching me that trick. I don't know if the mic picked it up or not, but basically what he was telling me to do was like when I'm doing like a front double bi, right? So to basically push through like that outer part of my foot. So like that. And sorry. I've been practicing that just like at home in the mirror because at home I have a nice long, like decently long mirror where it gives me that full body image. So it's also in my bathroom too, so that way I can at least strip down to my underwear and practice that. But I'll admit, I've been getting better at it, and it's honestly that's it's not just a cool trick; it's a badass trick. But I'm gonna try and implement that today as well, uh, through every, well, maybe not every single one, but most of the leg poses we're about to do. But speaking of pose, let's do that before the pump completely goes bye bye. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I just realized this is the first leg day in a while where I've posed without a shirt on. So we'll run through like a full. I mean, for like we'll run through a few full body poses. Um, yeah. Was trying to figure out like what to do with upper body in the case of like an actual pose, so to speak. So what would what would look best with this one leg forward here and then that. So what I was doing in the past was I was going like like right here. Actually, I wasn't going all the way back here. I was going right on this dip right here, or where I usually like to put my hands. But I think I like doing abs and thigh like that better. Just looks better. I'm gonna look at one more thing real quick, and then we'll continue posing. We'll do both. Only thing I did different from here to here was I put my hands on my ass. So the only other thing I'm doing is in, I'm pushing like in. So compared to here, this is actually giving me more chest activation, and it's making my chest pop out really nice. So we'll do abs and thigh, and then we'll actually do both ways of doing abs and thigh, but we'll also do the hands on my ass pose. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. I have no clue if you can hear me or not. I'll look at that later, but I apologize in advance in case I'm too far away from the mic. When I was doing that, my back almost cramped. I haven't done back in a few days. I don't know the last time I did back. It was a few days ago though, so it's like my lats are sore or something. I don't know. That was weird. Anyway, All right, done with the leg day pose down. Now it's time to go hit chest. And then, depending on what time it is, by the time I finish chest, we'll either hit calves or we won't. So, I'm hoping to hit calves though. So, um, oh, I keep putting myself in that line on accident. The hamstring development is looking way better. It's looking way better. Also, today it's actually the last day of doing. Hold on, give me a second. Heel raise squats. So we're gonna switch to something more like full leg bias. So honestly, we might just go back to, well, I say back, but we might just go to normal squats. Because honestly, something I've been noticing, something I've been thinking about is my quads are looking. I'm seeing more development in my quads than I am in hamstrings. So I'm also going to switch up how I do the pendulum squat. I'm going to switch that up. So next leg day, you'll actually see that. Um, yeah, next leg day. Yeah, next leg day, you'll see what I'm switching up about the pendulum. But right now, what I'm thinking is that we switch heel raise just to normal back squat. Um, yeah, that's honestly about it. So yeah, take a little hiatus on the quad bias stuff. But other than that, it's all I got. So I'll see you in an hour or two for the chest day pose down.